We're fine. We're here. We're running. Welcome back to Oddities, Odd Fam. I'm Cassie.
I'm Kelly.
Yeah, welcome back to Strange Town.
Cue our new
Uh,
intro.
Oddities. Stay strange. Okay, and it's so good. Kyle, head, everybody. Snaps for Kyle. He did an excellent job. He made that for us. Link to his website in the description. Check him out. He does all kinds of really cool musical things. Trey, talented. So thank you, Kyle.
Thank you, Kyle.
Or should I say chef? We call each other chef now because I think I can say her name. My friend Alex, it's his fiance. We've been friends for actually coming up on 20 years now, which makes me like nauseous to think about because like in my mind
years gone.
In my mind I'm only 20 years old, but anyway.
There you go. I have that moment too.
they came out to visit us earlier in like January, and we were playing this game Overcooked. And it's
I love that game.
It is. Oh my God, I'm so happy. It was sheer chaos, but we started calling each other like chef as part of that. And anyway, it was a hoot. I was crying, laughing, just tears. Like just tears.
I love that game.
Anyway, thanks for the intro, Kyle. We really appreciate it. Also, I think we will be linking him like in some social media posts too. So check out his social media as well. Kyle had music. And the usual. God, what a fucking intro. Social media is in our description. Same with our website. Same with our Patreon. Please donate to our show. You get a bonus episode every week and access to all previous bonus episodes if you want to binge the ever-living shit out of us.
And our bonus episodes are so much fun. It's a party over there, you guys. Like, and I'm not just saying that.
No, they're just a
fucking party.
They're a mess. If you think this is like and I mean like a mess in the best way.
Yes, the best way possible.
The best mess.
The only way possible.
That's right. We also have a merch shop if you'd like to rep us on the streets.
Yeah.
We have all kinds of different designs and products. You know, you can put on pretty much whatever you want. So, yay you. And I think I got everything now.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah?
I think that's it.
Nailed it. How's my best now that we've done the testy?
I am doing good. I've got a lot going on right now. I will say it on here. I said it on the Patreon. Weird crap happened to me last night. I woke up a lot last night. I kept waking up. And at one point, I was like, it must be time to wake up. And I kept
You're like, this night has got to be done.
Yeah. I kept checking my phone, and every time I checked my phone, it was the same time. It was 3:30 in the morning, and I feel like that was a glitch.
I think there's been a glitch. Yeah, I think it
was weird. It was very uncomfy.
I would have been uncomfy too. So that's spookalabook for sure.
Did not care for that. So yeah. But other than that, it's been a good week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a good week. You've rubbed off on me on the old Greg shit.
I'm sorry, old Greg.
Got some projects I've got to do with the kiddo this weekend.
What are we doing?
So the 100th day of school is approaching.
Oh, already? How?
Yeah. So they have to do they either have to color a hat with the 100th day, right?
Okay.
Which is kind of boring. Or they make a sign with 100 objects on it.
Oh, pick that one.
So clearly we're doing that.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, do that one. You're going to hot glue shit all over the place. That's great.
Damn right.
Yeah.
So they decided they want to do their name. And then we're going to go to the Dollar Tree and pick, like, items. Like little craft items.
$100 worth of items.
No, not $100 worth of
items.
Okay.
Like, this is dedication to a fucking project.
Like little craft items to glue. So either pom-poms or...
Like pom-poms and shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Googly eyes. Oh my god, what if it was just
Please
100
not
fucking
googly
googly
eyes.
eyes? That'd be the creepiest fucking sign.
I guarantee you my child is gonna pick googly eyes. Like, I know it's already gonna happen. Like, I already feel it
I don't
happening.
want anything else on the sign. Only eyeballs.
Yeah, pretty sure
If
they're
you're gonna do
gonna
it, you
pick
might as well fuck with the
eyeballs.
teacher. Just
Yeah,
kidding. We like the
probably.
teacher, but
We do
yeah.
like the teacher, but I can see it happening already that it's gonna be eyes. Just 100
You can
eyes staring
easily
at
you
her.
can easily get 100 googly eyes in a package. That's so easy.
But here's the thing. Here's the problem. We've been proudly posting all of the artwork on the inside door of our pantry, so that's gonna be staring at
Spooky.
me. Oh my god, what a diet plan.
Wow. Well,
Ouch.
there. Did you say ouch? Are you okay?
It's just gonna hurt every time I open my door.
Every time you open the pantry. God, I love that.
What a nightmare. Anyways, so yes, we have that to do. 100 items project. It's got to be done by Thursday. So we're going to start. It was given yesterday. Why yesterday? I don't know, but that's a project we've got to work on. But anywho, how's my bestie?
Your bestie's feeling happier and brighter these days. When is this coming out?
This is coming out not tomorrow, but next Sunday.
We're good then. I'm happy to share that I have accepted a new job. And you would say, but Cassie, you just got a promotion at this job. And I would say, I know, but it wasn't working out for various reasons. So have a fresh start ahead of me, and I'm very excited about it. Though I know there are some coworkers of mine who listen to this, and I will miss them dearly, but we can stay in touch. So that's good news. So I am not one of those people that's like, let's keep in touch, and then like I don't do anything about it. So when I say let's keep in touch, I like actually do mean it and follow up on it.
Cassie's a loyal bitch, so
I am one loyal bitch. It's true. So just not to companies.
I mean that in the most endearing way possible.
Thank you. I only felt it as an endearing thing. So yeah, I am one loyal bitch. She's right. And well, since we're recording double this week, I'm going to do the thing that I should always do, and I'm going to save something to talk about for next time. So
because I reminded you.
Because you did.
Like
so that's all you.
Best friend that I am.
That's all you. That's right. All you kids get out of me this week. Surprise.
This may be probably a very short intro for that reason.
It's 8 minutes, in fact, but that's okay. Yep. So you'll get an even shorter intro probably next week. But if you put them together, they'll hit our usual 13.
That's our prattling.
Yep.
You know what I thought about might be fun to start doing either... Well, I guess here, because I didn't bring it up on the Patreon.
Okay.
Is sharing our favorite moments from the week from each other.
From like conversations we've had with one another?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's okay if you don't have one from me.
Okay.
But I have one from you. I have several from you, but I've picked just one.
Oh, okay. I'm curious.
And I don't know if you're nervous sweating now.
I'm not. The Odd Fam knows all the skeletons in my closet, so it's like whatever. Yeah.
So, just to make our intro a little bit longer, I will share one, and like I'll even keep one for next week.
Oh my god. Okay.
So, fun fact, guys, we got copywritten this week.
Yeah, we did on TikTok.
And
does that mean we're famous?
I don't know. And lo and behold, Cassie had shared with me it's because she had put in an audio, and I guess TikTok removed a bunch of audios this week, and maybe that's why we got copyright.
I think probably.
I'm not sure. And she's like, "Yeah, I put in the Mamma Mia, and my humps mix."
Yeah, it was gimme, gimme, gimme in my humps. It was lit, first of all. You can't hear it in our... I lower the volume on it all the way, but it's a way for us to... We're experimenting with trying to get more video views on TikTok. And so...
It did not work for that video, which was very upsetting because it was my hands. I thought that was going to get a lot of views. I'm not going to lie.
I did too. Maybe we'll just repost it and I'll just do a different sound.
But when she said that, it absolutely killed me. So that was my favorite Cassie moment from this week. There was one that actually topped that, but I don't know if it is appropriate to say on here, so I will wait to clear it with Cassie first.
Okay, yeah, maybe we'll save that for next week. Gosh, I'm trying to think of my favorite Kelly moment from the whole week. I think it honestly, it's not necessarily like a singular moment, but we had so many, and again, this is TikTok, so TikTok's just bringing us together. We had so many priceless videos that we sent each other this week that were just so the vibe and the energy. Yeah. I can't even choose one because every time you would send one to me, I would just start like cry laughing.
Oh, I love that. I love that I make you cry laugh.
Yes. So I can't choose just one, but there were a lot of really, this week in particular was like choice, I feel like, for us.
Solid. I'll take it.
Yeah. All right. Should we start this party?
Let's start this bitch.
Okay, so we agreed I'm going to kick it off this week because Kelly has a fun two-parter.
And I have no idea what you're doing because you did not update the docs.
The docs is updated.
Oh, it just updated for me. Oh, that was freaky.
Oh, that's strange. Okay. Well, surprise.
It literally was blank, and I said, the docs are not updated. And then you're like, it is updated. And I was like, no, it's not. And it popped up.
Girl, what is going on for you today?
I'm
awake
possessed.
6 times at 3:30 and then this shit. We can't. All right, well, let's just stick a fork in us. Stay strange, everybody. Bye. My topic comes from my cousin Kate, not cousin Caitlin. This is my cousin Kate. She a little while back sent a host of fun topics, so we'll get to those over time. First of all, though, side note on that, you guys, meaning you collectively, the Odd Fam, have sent in so many incredible topics. The list is huge, so we will get to them. It's just like
it's hard
huge.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's wonderful. Thank you for making this easy for us. So anyway, today, this is from Cousin Kate. Thank you, Cousin Kate.
Thank you, Cousin Kate.
I'm covering, so she had suggested the demons of the Tigris and Euphrates. I've kind of spun it a little bit to cover the end of times and the demons of the Euphrates. So here we go.
That's
here we go.
A very good way to cover it.
So this is a lot of this stems from religion, so
yeah,
that's always a trip, guys. But I think if anything, like that, your timelines are similar to mine on social media, which we know is the case. I've seen a lot in relatively recent times about how the Euphrates River, which primarily runs through like Iraq, Syria, Turkey, it's drying up. And so all of a sudden, of course, there are news anchors and social media prophets everywhere claiming a biblical prophecy found in the book of Revelations, it's being fulfilled.
Yeah.
I don't agree, but we're going to dive into it anyway, which is cool.
Here we go.
So, let's start with like a verse in question on this. So it goes, "And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared." So we live in a society that has minimal patience. We live in a society that's incredibly busy. So a lot of social media scrollers will read a news headline, react to like their emotional response through a few witty words, and then drop their mic with some kind of a hashtag, right? And in the same sense, people don't make the time to read surrounding things around this. So in this case, like surrounding verses to understand the concept behind a verse. So Book of Revelation, of all the books in the Bible, is probably like the worst book to pluck verses out of context to use as defense to stand upon, because it's like, I swear to God, the Book of Revelation is just like it's like a fever dream. It's like cracked out kind of, right? Like it's wild.
It is wild. And fun fact, it's like Michael's favorite book out of the Bible.
It's mine too, but it's fucking crazy. So this is because each chapter is kind of like sprinkled with Old Testament references. There's not a strong foundation of Old Testament prophecy. The symbols found in the book of Revelation, like, they don't, like, make sense if you take them out of, like, the context of this type of shit, right? So we're going to just expand on the verse a little bit. We're going to flesh out some shit that's going on. So before the sixth angel dries up the Euphrates River, several other things, like, shit has to hit the fan first before we get to that, right? So, like, we'll touch on the events. But anyway, there's the rapture, right? The rapture of the church is where all believers in our man Jesus, who accept him as their Lord and Savior, are basically, like, transported out of their earthly bodies and into heaven. Mm-hmm. And it happens prior to the tribulation period, which begins with the first of the four horsemen, as in, like, of the apocalypse, if we want to look at it that way. And the world will take notice when masses of Christians just, like, disappear from society. It's like, oh, they're gone. Yeah, bye. So there's also, like, several seals. So there's seal 1 of 7, which is a rider on a white horse. It's the first of the four horsemen. This is Revelation 6:1-2. So a rider, likely the Antichrist, will ride forth on a white horse while wielding a bow, but no arrows. And it's likely that this will be a rider who claims to pursue peace. Then we have seal 2, which is a rider on a red horse, the second of the four. And this rider wields a sword, carries, it like charges forth atop this, like, fiery red horse. Some say that this rider on the red horse, they, like, associate this with communism. The prophet Ezekiel foretells this, like, rise of a dictator from the far north, which some say is Russia, who will attack Israel in the last days. The sword in the hand signifies that he'll utilize powerful weapons of, like, war. Seal 3 is a rider on a black horse, the third of the four horsemen. This rider holds a pair of scales meant to symbolize, supposedly, economic disaster or famine. The scales will be used to weigh food, which will be sold at an unobtainable price, which, I mean, check.
Yeah.
But the poor will become poorer. They'll begin to die of starvation. The rich will become richer. The nations will pay for their growing budget deficits, increased consumer debt, bankruptcy, explosion, international business corruption. Then you've got the seal 4, which is a rider on a pale horse, the fourth of the four. Now, pale, in this sense, is a rough translation of a Greek word that means pale green, like chlorophyll. So the horse is not just pale, but it will also be the color of, like, rotting flesh. And the rider will not be seeking for the people who have been saved by Jesus. He'll be hunting basically the masses who are destined for an eternity in, like, hell. And the rider will have 4 weapons: sword, famine, plagues, and wild animals. And the sword signifies continuing war. Famine, obviously starvation. Plague, disease, and wild beasts signifies the animals of the earth. And hungry animals will one day turn against humans and add to the death and eternal damnation during this tribulation period. Then we hit seal 5. So the souls are under the altar. Following the rapture, a lot of people will be like, yeah, Jesus, and they'll, like, accept him. And they'll become what's called tribulation saints. P.S., correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not a religious person, but this is just kind of what I took from my research. Anyway, world leaders will communicate to the world that they're a threat to the world, government, world peace, world religion, and the environment. And these tribulation saints will be persecuted and executed for their, like, witness of Jesus. Then there's going to be the great earthquake. And it'll cause, the whole earth to shake. And while it's up for debate whether this is in fact a massive earthquake or, like, something greater than that, it will be so powerful that the appearances of the sun and the moon will change. The sun will be darkened, like just blackened out. The moon will turn, like, red. And some say, like, okay, well, maybe this represents, like, a nuclear war because there will be so much debris thrown into the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And that's, like, an interpretation. Then there's the 7th seal. Oh, hold on, I gotta free the poo cat. Oh, just kidding. She changed her mind. All right, so then we've got the 7 trumpet judgments. So when the 7th seal is opened, there will be a silence that falls on heaven for half an hour, and after that half hour, 7 angels will appear before God, and they'll be given these, like, trumpets, and an 8th angel will eventually appear. Some feel this angel could actually be, like, Jesus, and to keep this portion brief, basically, they're going to throw, like, a burning censer in the form of maybe, like, a meteor or something. I don't know. That's, like, an interpretation. But after this happens, the 7 angels begin to sound their trumpets. So the first one is hail, fire, and blood. 1/3 of the plants burned. The first trumpet will send judgment upon the land. God will have rained hail and fire. There is archaeological evidence that actually supports that this supposedly happened against Egypt, Sodom, and Gomorrah. It's not outside his power, quote, to do this for a fourth time in greater magnitude, people argue. And basically, a third of the earth will be burned. Then there's the second angel, like a burning mountain, one third of the sea life will be killed. And so this second trumpet will send judgment upon the sea. And it's, I guess, suggested within the verse that like something that resembles a burning mountain will be thrown into the sea and will cause the sea to turn into blood like the first plague of Egypt during the days of Moses. Some people are like, again, is this like a nuclear missile? Is this like a meteor? What is this? I don't know. Angel 3 is a third of like the fresh water is going to be polluted. It's wormwood. So again, this will see an example of something being cast into water. Some say, again, it could be like a meteor. This blazing object that potentially carries like this poisonous substance will fall from the sky, named for a bitter herb called wormwood, and it'll contaminate a third of the Earth's fresh water supply, causing, obviously, a lot of people to perish. The fourth is that a third of the sun, moon, and stars will darken. So there are a lot of theories that exist around this judgment, but they all agree that the sun, moon, and stars will be darkened by like a third. And this gives support that like, again, maybe there's some sort of external thing like a meteor or whatever will fall during the previous trumpets and cause disruption and pollution within our atmosphere, hence the darkening. Angel 5, this is interesting. So we're hitting like the 3 woes. So an angel will travel through the air and shout out, whoa, whoa, whoa. Not like whoa, but like whoa, W-O-E, to the inhabitants of the earth. And these woes will be worse than any of the judgments so far. So like our friend Stan, aka Satan, is going to open up his bottomless pit or like the abyss. And it's a place of torment. Well, the worst of his like demonic spirits are hanging out. And the Antichrist will hang out, and then this pit is opened, and like smoke will rise and over the earth in darkness. And then Stan is going to be like, and that's not enough. Here come the locusts. And they're not going to be like grasshoppers or like locusts as we think of them. They're going to be like demon possessed and have like these crazy part animal, part human features, which like hard pass for me. Already don't like bugs. So no thanks, Stan. And anyway, they'll have stingers to stab and poison victims. And they're commanded to not target any plants or greens, but specifically humans who didn't have the seal of God on their foreheads. Which, that's another thing altogether. Anyway, Angel 6 is like, here comes the second woe, bitch. So this one's going to blow their trumpet of judgment. During this judgment, the angel is instructed to release the 4 angels, and here we go, who are bound at the Euphrates River. These are fallen angels, and the theory is, okay, they're going to be released to kill a third of mankind, right? And then there's going to be this army of like 200 like gazillion who will stand, and its leaders will be seduced by 4 fallen angels, and the army will be sent forth to carry out this deed. And then the third woe comes next, and it's like, okay, this angel's like, all right, I'm going to blow my trumpet. Here comes a heavenly declaration that God and Jesus will be taken over from here. 7 bowl judgments are ready to be released. And then there's a bunch of bowls, and there's like sores, and the sea turns to blood. The sea life dies. Rivers and springs turn to blood and avenge saints and prophets. The sun scorches people. More darkness over the land of the Antichrist. Euphrates River dries up. So now we finally arrive at what contemporary society wants us to believe is like happening. So yes, the Euphrates River is drying up, but what we're seeing now is nowhere near the 6th bowl of judgment level of drying up. Like, so the Euphrates River is a barrier that divides east from west. It prevents the kings of the east from moving their great army into the west, if we want to look at this in kind of like a biblical context. And the 6th bowl judgment is set in motion. This river will dry up entirely, and then this gigantic army will move against Israel in the battle of Armageddon. Notice here the word like kings. In the case of the biblical context, it's plural, so there's been like an alliance of Eastern nations that has formed, we can assume. But anyway, as you can see, like the current status of the Euphrates River is not parallel necessarily to the 6th bowl judgment of Revelation. But we might be wondering is, okay, when this does happen, if this does happen, who are these demons that are hanging out in the Euphrates, right? So like,
right.
Let's look at this a little bit. So a voice commands the 6th angel with a trumpet to free the four angels who are held captive at the Euphrates River. It's this ancient, again, boundary between Assyria and Israel in the context of this. So again, Revelation reminds us that God is like basically ultimately in control of this shit, announcing and allowing each one to happen. So anyway, we know that these like quote demonic beings, because they're described as bound, demons are, I guess, fallen angels, many of who are bound in like chains of gloomy darkness. God's good angels are not bound but are free, as are some of Satan's angels or demons, according to I don't know what that's according to in the Bible, but Ephesians 6:12 tells us that, quote, "We do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places." So basically it's like these four fallen angels who have been bound, and they're just like hanging out at the Euphrates River, I guess under it, so that once it dries up, they can do their thing. So I don't know. I mean, I can see why on social media this has like taken off the way that it has, because there's a lot of shit going on in the world. And you can draw some parallels. I mean, you can. But like, I don't know. I don't know that and this is me speaking strictly as somebody who's not religious, but when I view the Bible, like a lot of it, I view it as like metaphorical. I view it as like not that we are to take the words at face value necessarily. So like, I don't know. So to me, it's like, I can't say there's a lot of good happening in our world right now, but I also don't know that we're necessarily 2 seconds away from the end of the world. Like, I think there's probably a lot more shit that would have to happen.
I agree.
So, yeah.
And here's my other issue with the Bible.
Yeah.
It's often used too much as a weapon.
It is.
So fun fact about your best friend. Lately you've been like, I've been learning so much about you lately.
Here comes a new one. I'm excited.
I collect Bibles.
Oh, do you really? That's cool.
I do, because they're often all different.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say. So I want to hear go ahead.
I have Bibles well into the 1800s.
Mm-hmm.
They all say different things.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I think what a lot of people forget is like these Bibles have been through more fucking translations that can be counted. So at this point, whatever we're arriving at, whatever you're reading, it's just another interpretation over time. So like words, ancient languages, like all this shit, like it's just like, I don't think we can take this shit at face value.
Added to the Bible. There are things that have been taken out of the Bible.
We've got extrapolation. We've got all kinds of shit.
Yep. Mistranslations, very much so, which have been announced by renowned scholars.
Yeah. Yeah.
The list really goes on there. Also, one thing does stand. You cannot announce the end of time. You won't know when I'm coming. That is said over and over and over again. So,
also, like, that takes the fun out of it if you do that.
There you go.
I will say this, though, go ahead, sorry.
And, yeah, I am a religious person. The one thing I cannot stand is the fear-mongering on it. It's...
Here's what I think is fun. And this actually was like a ton of fun to research, so thank you, Cousin Kate. Like, I was reading this shit, and over time I was like, okay, I can draw some parallels to what's going on in our world right now, which is some wild shit. What I really enjoyed out of all of this, though, was like, and I'm not here to get religious about it, I'm not here to whatever. Whoever came up with this shit, once upon a time, wherever all of this spouted from, however you want to take it from, they were like the ultimate fucking horror movie writers. What the hell? Like, I was reading this shit and I was like, damn, a pale ass horse comprised of rotting flesh? Sign my ass up. I would watch this shit 10 times over. Listen, if this is how the end of the world's gonna go down, and we can take this, say, literally,
Yeah.
I'm going to be sitting there with some fucking popcorn because we're going to witness a fucking horror show, and that shit's going to be crazy.
And some Twizzlers.
Yeah, like, hell yeah. I was like, damn, and the world's going to black out, and these fucking freaky ass locust things. I'm like, okay. So I was like, damn, if this isn't one of the most spookala bookala things that I've read in a long time.
I love that you threw in spookala bookala there. Damn right, bitch.
Don't mind me and my sacrilege self. But like, it's just like, I was reading this shit and I was like, this is fucking crazy. That's why I love the Book of Revelations, because it's just so crazy. It's like, whoa,
You're a crazy girl.
What were
crazy.
we? Girl, you're crazy. I was like, what were we smoking when we wrote this shit? But yeah, so anyway, this was a blast. Yeah, right. Do I actually think that in fact there are demons hanging out at the bottom of a river? Probably not.
I think there's demons everywhere. Come on now.
I run into probably at least 25 demons a day when I go into the general fucking public. So.
There you go.
Yeah. So anyway.
I risk seeing them just walking out my door. Come on now.
That's right. It's the solicitors. But like, yeah, I mean, this was a fun topic to research. There's some crazy shit.
Yeah.
But I don't think that we're necessarily at the end of times. Regardless, this was a wild fucking ride, so thank you, Cousin Kate.
Yeah.
Good
job.
Solid suggestion. Now, I'm excited for your topic, because this is a part of a two-parter. That's a
yes, make sure you tune in next week, because...
That's right. We're going to Jesus Christ. We're going to pick up with where Kelly leaves off.
I'm talking about ghost ships.
Spooky. I'm so excited.
And now we've talked about many ghost ships on Oddities, right?
Ghost ships are fun.
Yeah. So today I'm talking about Octavius.
Okay.
Which, that's just such a freaking cool name.
Octavius. Yeah, it is.
Come on now. So the famous Octavius was built in the mid-18th century, and was set to set sail on the high seas in 1761. The ship departed from England and was destined somewhere in Asia with a crew of 28.
Okay.
That's it.
That feels small to me. Yeah.
Yeah, right? Like, to me, I was like, wow, that is like a very small crew.
Yeah.
And they did. They made it to Asia. And about a year, it took a year to get there. Which seems so long.
That's so long. Okay.
Yeah, but they made it there. But they did not return from their voyage.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Because the weather had been so warm on the seas, and the seas were so calm, the captain of the Octavius decided to chance traveling through the Northwest Passage.
Uh-oh.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Uh-oh, here it comes.
The passage connects the Pacific Ocean with the Atlantic Ocean through the Arctic Ocean around northern Canada.
Canada.
Unfortunately, the risk wasn't worth it. Once they reached northern Alaska, during the fall of 1762, the ship disappeared.
Oh. Where'd it go? Oh no.
Poof. The last known location was approximately 250 miles north of Utqiagvik, Alaska.
Oh, okay.
Before it was never heard from again until its eerie discovery.
Uh-oh. Here comes the spookala bookala.
Mm-hmm. Though the Octavius was initially lost around Alaska, it was actually discovered off the west coast of Greenland. Nearly. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Because it's a scary, spooky number.
Uh-oh.
13 years later.
Ooh. Taylor Swift.
Nearly 13 years after its disappearance in 1775, a whaling ship called the Herald discovered the ship stuck off the coast, buried solid in ice.
All right, but who named the ship the Herald?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't name ships. Octavius is clearly better. Clearly
Octavius
superior.
is cooler. Yeah, like what? Okay. All right. Anyway, go ahead.
After 13 years, the ship itself clearly had some decay. Like, it wasn't in perfect condition, but it was
Same.
solid and ice.
Same.
But not enough to keep the crew of the Herald off of it. They were like, we're exploring that.
That looks neat.
Yeah. Got to go see what's on it. Got to see if there's anything good on it. Got to see
Let's plunder this shit. Yep.
Once they boarded the ship, the Herald discovered all 28 crew members.
Uh-oh.
Below deck, frozen.
Oh, no.
Completely frozen.
Oh, no.
Because of the freezing cold temperatures, the sight of the deceased crew was unsettling, obviously.
Well, I don't know that in any temperatures that would be a settling sight. Right. But okay.
They were either sitting or laying exactly as they would be in any setting, or like if just normal.
So they were just like unbothered, and they were just like, "Hey, we're frozen now." Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like as if flash frozen.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. The crew of the Herald found the captain of the Octavius sitting at his desk in his cabin, pen still in hand, as if he had been writing a note. Beside him sat his wife and child, huddled together under blankets, as if they were taking a nap.
Oh my God. Mm-hmm. That's sad.
They also found a sailor with a tinder box nearby, as if he were trying to warm them all before succumbing to the fatal temperatures. Spooked by the discovery, the crew of the Herald took nothing from the ship except the captain's log, determined to find out what happened to the poor souls aboard. Upon reading the book, they discovered the last log written by the captain was from November 11th, 1762.
Oh, shit.
This indicated that the crew had been dead for 13 years, waiting to be discovered by the first unfortunate ship that found them.
Oh my God. That
the thing
sucks.
that bothers me, I searched and I searched and I searched. There's no record of what was written in the damn log.
Oh my God, we don't know? Shoot.
No. So, I'm sorry
I want to know,
us all on a cliffhanger there.
Do we have science as to how they could have frozen so quickly?
So.
Okay.
Neither historical nor medical experts can fully conclude the fates of those on board.
Okay.
While death by hypothermia or exposure to freezing cold temperatures is nothing new, the way the bodies were positioned upon death is definitely the idea of just like a flash freeze.
Yeah.
Or just the cold temperatures of that time.
I just feel like
it's something weird, right?
It's weird because like
it's very unexplainable.
If they were facing that with like true cold temperatures or something, you would think that they wouldn't be in such a relaxed state. You would think that they'd be maybe all huddled together trying to keep warm. You would think that they would have bundled like clothing or something, or like you said, one guy had the thing with like tinder in his hand to try and like maybe get a fire going. But like that's the only indication out of any of this that sounds like.
Yeah, the idea that the captain was simply writing in his log for the instant freeze, and one of the sailors was trying to tinder something, and then they're all frozen.
Yeah, like how does that? How
it's
can you
leaving everyone with their heads scratching?
Yeah, like how can you? I don't think I could imagine a type of natural weather phenomenon that would instantly freeze them like that.
Yeah. In addition to these illogical details, historians have struggled to find any additional information about the Octavius. They have identified an extremely similar ship called the Galorian, which has nearly identical story to the Octavius. This story's earliest records are from 1828 and described the discovery by Captain Warrens of Try Again, which is a book.
Okay.
So it almost seems like this is an exaggerated ghost tale.
Yes. I think that's what it is.
So a very cool one.
I mean, really cool. Yeah.
But it also
props.
Do you know what this makes me think of?
What's that?
Did you ever see the movie Day After Tomorrow?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was picturing too.
Right? Doesn't it? Like,
Yes.
they're
Like
all
the
like,
instant
"Ugh."
freeze and the yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's like the only thing that I've been picturing this whole time. That is so funny.
There is like a theory that the crew was found frozen in positions they were or could they have been posed or otherwise manipulated before their recorded discovery in 1775. The
Hmm.
world we may never know,
Yeah.
but like why would somebody go on
Well, that's kind
board,
of
find a bunch of dead bodies and then pose them? That's like really freaking morbid and I don't like it.
yeah, and like the story itself is already sensational enough. Missing crew of 28 found years later just frozen and spooky.
Mhm.
Like it's already spooky enough. Why do we need to pose them?
Yeah.
Also, I feel like some deterioration would occur if somebody tried to pose them and like shit might snap and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it was truly that
So,
cold.
I would like everyone to keep in mind here that I'm talking about a ship in the northern seas.
Oh, are you on North Sea TikTok? Because I
No, this
am.
has I am on North Sea TikTok, but I did not get this from TikTok. And if I
Okay.
hear yo ho
Oh my God,
anymore,
I know.
I'm gonna lose
I'm
my
gonna
shit.
shoot myself.
But
Yes.
just keep in mind we're talking about North Sea here because this is gonna play in for next week's topic,
Oh my
which
God, now
is very
on
similar to this week's topic.
you've got me on pins und needles. I'm
At least
very
you get to
anxious
hear
to
it in
hear
two
more.
seconds. So,
I know, and all you bitches have to wait. Sorry, guys.
sorry, guys.
That was a good
Cliffhanger.
one. This was a wild episode.
Yep.
I'm
Because
excited.
polar opposites there, but
Polar opposites, but cool shit. Spookala bookala nonetheless. All
but
right,
I
friend.
would like to know what our listeners think about this. Do you think it was staged? Do you think there was just a flash freeze and they all froze? Like this is some day after tomorrow shit. What do you
Yeah,
know?
right. I well, okay.
Science.
Yes, yeah.
Because
Awesome.
I am on the I think that this is a story told by
Mm-hmm.
sailors.
Yeah, I think it's a
Honestly,
tall tale, but I think it could be rooted partially in reality, like you
yeah.
said with that other similar ship. But yeah,
But there is another one for you coming soon.
exciting. Well, nicely done, Bestie. This was a fun episode, and until next time.
Stay strange.